And today I'm going to talk about something really interesting that I found this week due to consultations that I gave in my clinic in Clayfield. If any of you that are in Australia are willing to have a consultation one-to-one with me, you can come. We can discuss everything that is happening in your family or in your bedtime, and then try to fix it the best we can, possibly can. Obviously here is some, I'm going to give you the strategies, and you are going to go home and practice and try to see what is working or not working for you, and then we can catch up again. And this is open for everybody in Brisbane. You're welcome. And well, I'm introduce myself. You must know that I'm Liliana Amaro, children's sleep coach, and today the topic that I want to talk is about the famous terrible tools that we experience, or some of us experience. They always the mothers always refer to the terrible twos as the way the kids have tantrums, or they're trying to get their way. And I, by my experience with 3 children and working for the last 4 years with different age children, I see that when they turn 2 is when they start having a little bit of trouble sleeping, or maybe this is when they begin not to sleep properly, and then also start having if they already have a sleep problem and they're not going to bed, this problem gets aggravated for many factors. No, around the 2 is when the mother decides to have another child. This can be or cannot be the case, but this is one of the factors. Then second, if it's the only child so far, is used to be used to be by himself, is trying to get all the attentions. Then around 2 is when the family most of the time decide that it's time for the child to move out of the room, to move out of the bed of the parents, to have their own space. Or another reason that I find is that the parents also move the kid from the cot. They decide it's old enough at 2 years of age, and they want to put him into the toddler's bed. No, also is the transition when they are going to changing to toddlers. No, it's like having a little bit of change of the teenager years. I'm finding these days. And well, yes, when they are 2 years of age, they start showing a little bit of sleep regression. If the sleep hasn't been mastered, they start developing a little bit more of personality, a little bit more of trying to make their way. They start speaking a little bit. Most of the children, they trying to understand and articulate some words, but in some cases this gets a child a little bit frustrated, because sometimes they're trying to communicate things with the mother or father, and we don't understand. Or sometimes we are talking to them and then we don't understand, and we just try to, oh well, whatever, no, whatever you're telling me, I'm not going to try any harder, I'm going to just take you to bed. And this is a reason that gets frustrated. Also, usually common, no in all the cases, but when the toilet training is start in our mind as a mothers or father or parents, we say we are trying to toilet train, so the child at the age of 2 is going through a lot of changes. Obviously, it stops being a baby, and then it's going to start trying to become a little boy that runs around the house and stuff, but it's not quite yet there. No, so we then need to start trying to think what's happening with all the situation. Also, as I said, if they have older children and younger children, it's a little bit difficult now, because you start treating this child that is turning to a little bit more like a older kid, but it's still a baby in some ways. So there is a lot of confusion, and yes, this is going to have a lot of repercussion in the bedtime. The best thing to do is trying to spend a lot of time with your child, trying to make him comprehend, and that is going through a change. If you have mark that some changes, like changing to a cot, changing to a bed, transitioning to their own space to sleep, this is something that you need to take very calm, and think that if you're doing it when it's going to take you a little bit longer, because your child is going not just through that change, it's going through a big pile of changes, and this is what is going to make difficult all this settling. No, if you have problems with your child in the past and has never been a good sleeper, and now is the time that you want to focus on it, it's a very good time. It's not easy. It's pretty much dealing with a teenager behavior sort of, but with a lesson of understanding from your side. However, if you do it with all your love, with all your care, with all your attention, and focus on that, on what you really want to achieve, you can get a very good result out of it. Happy to help you. I need to tell you that 2 years old are fascinating. I got a 2-year-old child. His name is Leon, and he's teaching me a lot of things. He's a boy, my first boy, and it's very different to having a girl, although they behave very similar as children, but having a male and having a female, there are a lot of difference in there, no? So I am lucky enough I have the two kinds, a boy and a girl, so I can see the differences. I see them grown, and now that I'm going through the experience of having a 2-year-old is fascinating, no? Because helps me as a sleep consultant to help other mothers, helps me to understand what they're going through. I know some things get more aggravated with other parents. Some things get difficult for me. I'm not an exception. I have dealt with the typical wakes or the typical tantrums, when they have, but I have handled it, and I have managed to calm my child and make him go to sleep. There are different strategies that they try for you to keep you in the room, or trying to make you not go away or stay with you. Let me tell you as well that this is a special timing when the toddlers, 2 years, is when they create a very, very strong bond with you. Not sure if, especially with the mother, I see it this way. Boys with mothers, they get very close to us, and they like our company. They just fascinated, no? We have different scenarios as well when you're still breastfeeding, obviously, and then you are about to stop or you want to change. There are different scenarios when you want to when you already breastfeed and you just want to transition from the sippy cup of the bottle to a cup. Is a difficult time, no? As I said as well to parents, I reckon by my judgment of seeing the behavior of children and having children, from 2 to 3 is a very difficult period for you to go traveling. Not impossible, of course. Nothing in this life is impossible, but this is a crucial, a very, very tough time, no? Because it's a very active stage of any children, very active, very busy. They are exploring, they're getting to know, and they start learning to reason with you. It's hard at this age that they get into a proper conversation, but if you persevere, if you lower down, look at their eyes, trying to understand, put your hands in the shoulders and speak to them clearly, looking at their eyes, they will calm down and they will try to express themselves and let you know what's happening. Remember, when you are in a very good state of mind and trying to understand your child, you will be in the other side, okay? And this is in the way of achieving good sleep. That's what I said to the mothers. Instead of losing the patience, try to focus on what you want to achieve and trying to be calm. If you are already very tired because you've been with your child all day, or you have more children and you cannot cope, and you are already pulling your hairs and then very exhausted, it's maybe time to have a break. Maybe relax. Don't worry about being strict at bedtime. Just relax and be happy, because if you're happy, you pass your happiness to them. They will be happy to go to bed. But when one of us is angry, the other one is angry, we pass it to our children, and then they start to get stressed, and then, well, it's not nice for anyone to go to bed. I understand. We are parents, we get very exhausted sometimes, and then that is the only way it goes. But this is what we're trying to avoid. This is why learning sleep is here, and we're trying to make things easier for you. If you have any questions in regards of this, if you have a toddler that is going through this stage and want to speak to me, if you want to come and see me, please do so. I'm happy to help in any matter. Don't be scared. There is no obligation when you speak to me for the first time. There is no obligation to keep consulting my services or requiring my services. I'm always happy to help, and I understand as well there are different opinions out there. There are different ways of parenting and different ways of believing what is achievable or not. Okay, mummies, I think this is all I have for this weekend. Thank you so much for watching, people that have been on and off through all my talk. I hope to see you next week about this time, and have a very nice rest of the weekend. Okay, see you. Thank you so much. Liliana Amaro. Bye.